No, they have all sorts of cars. All sorts. Yep. They're gonna. Sometimes when we stop here, they come. They're not even allowed to walk. So what we're gonna do is go around. We're not allowed to stop anywhere. And if Brock was in town himself, we would not even be able to get this close. So no, stay on the same side. You guys, you're not gonna be able to see the house because it's in the back. It's in the back. It's surrounded by trees. It's funny. People joke and they say he knew he was gonna be president because of the privacy that this house allows them to have. Now, the Obama girls used to be, they used to always walk, Sasha and Maria. They used to walk around this neighborhood. The neighbors used to watch them and stuff like that. This is a very good neighborhood just to walk around. But remember, try to be clear of the Secret Service. They do not play with the security. I'm telling you the truth. I'm looking out for you. But look at the neighborhood. Look at all these houses here. Look how beautiful they are. Now we're going to take this next lesson. We're going to try to show you a little bit of what you can see of Barack Obama's house. So we're going to take this left. Remember, he was a professor at the University of Chicago, so it makes sense for him to be here. He was also a congressman on the South Side and a community organizer. This is where he got his start. Very humble man from humble beginnings. Coming up on the left, you're going to see the blockades again. And I think we're going to see this. Look at the Secret Service is right there waiting for us. Okay, now look around on the left. You can start seeing it. You start seeing it in the back beyond the trees. You see it? Now, he was here a couple weeks ago. He wanted to introduce himself to his new neighbors. He had new neighbors. So he went over for about 20 minutes and talked to them. But, yeah, it's pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. Here on the left, there it is. You can kind of see it right there, the opening. That's the house of President Obama and the Obama family. We do wish them well. We're wanting them to come back. They're here in a couple years. They're coming back. We'll make him honorary mayor for life. And then check out the Secret. Look at the Secret Service. They're going to come on board. They're going to check everybody's identification out. Look, everybody got quiet. No laugh there. They're like, oops. All right. So.
I'm serious.
Now we're going to show you a Frank Lloyd Wright home. I love Frank Lloyd Wright, by the way. He actually has the brunt of his work in Oak Park. That's where he...
This one, all right, is gorgeous. look at the wording. Yeah. I'll remember him forever. There you go. What the hell is this? All right. Oh, honey. Oh, honey, that's not good. Probably pull the ligament really bad. Darren thinks he pulled a kneecap. George? Big.
Fascinating, really. Not a church song.
No.
So I got this thing here. See what the deal is.
Oh.
And he was a scam artist, a murderer, and he came throughout the World's Fair and he collected anywhere, this is the estimate, between 20 and 200. Because there's about 300 people missing from the World's Fair that never returned to their homes. So they're just assuming that some of them went to him. Now they've tracked actually 60 people to his hotel. It was called the World Fair to rent a room for the World's Fair. You would go to sleep and he would drug you while you were sleeping with gas pipes and stuff into your room. And then he would drop your body down a chute into his basement, take you apart and sell you to the university for money. Yeah. $200 a skeleton. $200 a skeleton is what he got. He was a doctor. He was a very, he was actually quite famous. Very educated, handsome man. So a lot of his victims were women. He actually would marry them and convince them to sign. All right, so if you have it, it ends tonight at 9. Go with some cash, trade them in for tickets, and go get some food. You're here on a rare opportunity. You don't have to go to the separate neighborhoods to get the food. You just stay right here downtown. It's comfortable for some of you guys. Just come here, and they all meet you here and stuff your face with some of the best food we have to offer to you guys. Remember, part of your experience while you're here is eating Chicago style. Speaking of which, I think we're going to stop for a Chicago hot dog all together collectively. Okay? Yeah? You guys okay with that? Yeah? And Spider-Man. Oh, on the right. I wish I could take a picture. Here on the left, we have these bronze and silver colored statues. They represent racial harmony. They are Borders. Borders was meant to be here temporary till April, but they're so darn popular that we extended the stay till October. Do not talk to these statues. They don't talk back, hopefully. And that you just crossed that line of being weird when you start talking to these statues there. Now we get all sorts of art on the display temporarily. Some of you guys still come here looking for all the cows. That's the Bells on Cow Parade from 1999. We don't have those here anymore. Some of you guys still come here for Marilyn Monroe statue, which has been gone since it first came, like 40 years ago. Right now, these are laid over from last year. And then lining South Michigan Avenue last year, we had big potheads. That's what they were called, the 2013 potheads, about 4 or 5 feet tall, with trees growing out at the top of their heads. And they were meant to put planting trees and all that on your mind. That's what it was symbolic for. I didn't name them. I just called them what they call them. All right. So this is South Michigan Avenue. The shops are not even running. They're just walking with style. Here on the left, you're going to see two pillars that survived. Well, they were built for the 1893 World's Fair. Originally, a dock extended out into what used to be Lake Michigan, and the boats used to come dock here. This is where we welcome our folks from outside of the city. Today, we have the Bowman and Spearman, and then in the middle is my favorite. We got Mother Earth in the center. She always looks beautiful in the sunlight, too. She's great. In front of us on the right, the Congress Hotel. The oldest hotel building here, in front of us on the right. Oh, you're totally not going to see the beam from here. Yep, the Congress Hotel was actually owned by Capone and the Mafia. It was made for the 1893 World's Fair. Anybody staying here? Congress? It's considered to be the most haunted hotel in the city. They say Marilyn Monroe haunts room 441, and Charlie Chaplin apparently haunts the main ballroom. Actually, Charlie Chaplin, he haunts like 6 buildings here in the city. He loved this place. So you guys can go and check the Congress out if you're not in there. Then you're probably sleeping good at night. You can see the elevated train system. This is the L for short. Made in 1892, meant to connect the 4 corners of Chicago together in downtown. And we're about to cross the State Street called, the great street called State Street right here. Hear Frank Sinatra singing about it. And here coming up on the right, you're going to see a red building across the street. We got Robert Morris University, DePaul University. We're stuck in between these. My school, the Broadcasting School, is right up the street from here. And then in front of us on the right, the Harold Washington Library. The largest metropolitan library in the world at the time of its opening. In 1990, there's still 2 buildings, and if you look, there's like 3 different styles, one at the base, in the middle, and at the top.
Oh,
they just got approved for a new rooftop, and we're very happy. Now, you're going to keep looking on the right, and you're going to see a tan or yellow triangle-shaped building. The MCC is a skyscraper my uncle lives in. The Metropolitan Correctional Center is the federal prison here in downtown Chicago. It does exist. Look, you can see the prisoners on top, too. That's the yards. It's going to come up on your left. If you guys haven't seen it, look up on your left. You're going to see the MCC. Uncle Eddie. I wonder if he's up there right now. Yeah, he's really there. I'm not lying to you guys. And then if you keep looking on the left, you're going to see a statue on top of the Board of Trade, the Chicago Board of Trade, where the stock exchange market is. That is Ceres, the goddess of grain, where we get the word cereal from. You will also recognize this from the Batman movie. This was Wayne Enterprises in The Dark Knight. And then beyond that, the black building with the 2 tall antennas. That is the tallest building since 1973, was the tallest in the world for 25 years. That is Sears, like steps. Every time you see a different peak, it is considered to be another building. It's literally 9 buildings slapped together and reinforced in steel. According to the architects, one of the safest buildings ever made. On the right, the Fisher Building. Former offices is now condos. I have a friend, his name is Matt. He's a clothing designer. He lives here. His apartment still has the name of the office it was. He lives in the White Star Line's apartment. The old office of White Star Line, the owners of Titanic.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a landmark. It's condos, but they still look like offices. And then on the left, we have the Monadnock Building. The same guy who made that building on the right made this one on the left, except this one has no steel frame. All 18 floors of this building, the Monadnock, are stacked on the base, designed by Daniel Burnham, and roofs. There's no steel frame. It's called masonry built. Now, as we move forward, I want you guys to take note here of these black buildings here. When I was a kid, I did not like them as much, but now I appreciate Mies van der Rohe and what he did for us. He simplified the architecture. And if you look here, these are perfect examples of his work. Kind of Sears Tower is built in this style, too. It's called modern, I believe. Here on the left, we have the Flamingo. This is the Flamingo by Alexander Calder. And this is found in the Federal Plaza. Now, you find yourself in the financial sector right now. This is why it's kind of empty today, Sunday. They don't operate till tomorrow. This will be busy 24 hours. On the right, I want you to enter into this building. Well, look at the Berghoff right there, German food. And then I want you to enter into this building here on the right. You see that golden statue right there? Our replica of the Winged Victory. The original is found in the Louvre. Or you can walk right up the financial sector and see it right up the street on Dearborn. That is Winged Victory. It was a gift from France. Now we're going to keep going straight, but I want you guys to look on the left, and you're going to see a really colorful wall right here. This colorful wall is the Four Seasons by Chagall. Right here, this is Chagall's painting, Four Seasons. So you've seen Winged Victory. You've seen the Flamingo by Alexander Calder in Chagall's. And then right here you got Chase Tower. If you look, you see that angle on the left? Right here, the tallest building in the loop is Chase Tower. You see that angle? According to architects, that angle is non-existent. It's all in your head. It's an illusion.
Oh.
Right. Oh, and for the record, Michelle and Barack worked here at one point. They were attorneys on the inside of this building, too. Come here.
She's got hair right now. Oh,
I didn't have to say something. Now, coming up on the left, you're going to see a sculpture. This is the Picasso, the Chicago Picasso. Now, we don't know what it is. But Pablo's son gave us a secret. He said this is made for a woman that he once dated, combined with an animal that reminded him most of her. So we ask you to look at it, and then you tell us what you think you see. That's the Picasso. Anybody want to throw out what you think you saw? Huh? A pony? I've never heard that before. You're crazy. Anyone else? A horse? Okay, I've heard of horse before. I guess that's where you get the pony. It's the same thing, right? I'll forgive you. You're not that crazy. All right? Now, I forgive you. Now, we're in the theater district. On the right, the Oriental. Garrett's popcorn right there. And then you're going to see part of the Oriental right here. This is the old Oliver Typewriter Company building right here. You see the beautiful gold steel right there? And then look inside that alley. That alleyway is considered to be haunted because the most deadly building fire in American history took place in the Oriental. 605 people were pinned against the door. And I know we don't notice it now, but you just push the doors out in public, right? That's because of the fire that took place at the Oriental. We learned our lesson. Now we're going to take this next right on Wacker, the most confusing street in your life. All right, it goes north, east, south, and west. We're on Upper Wacker, but there's a Lower Wacker and a Lower Wacker in some cases. I'm going to direct your attention to the left, and you're going to see the Corncob Towers of Marina City, the biggest cement objects ever completed at the time of their completion in 1964. These are condos starting at about $490,000. You can live there. And if you do live there, you can dock your boat underneath your apartment complex. Now, you can kind of see the turtle shell rooftop between the two at the bottom of the rooftop. That's the Chicago House of Blues owned by Jim Belushi. And underneath the left tower, you got Dick Classic or the bread umbrellas. You see that? That's where you're insulted while you're eating. They call you names and throw straws at your head. If you want to check that out. It's kind of fun. You got the Triple Black building. You remember like the federal courts by the prison over there? East Vander Road, the former IBS building. And then on the left, Donald Trump's tower. Bum, bum, bum. All right. 98 floors of Trump, 93 are accessible to the public. Derrick Rose, the basketball player, lives here. Steve Harvey, the comedian, and two of the Black Hawks, Sharp and Kane, live here. Where? Right here at Trump Tower, the big building on your left. The one that says Trump on it.
Okay.
Now, that sign is kind of a skid mark on the beautiful building. We don't like the sign. We want Trump to take it down. Actually, we're going to make some laws making him take it down. On the left, you can see the Wrigley building. The white building with the clock tower is actually considered to be the most beautiful building in the skyline today. So you're looking at the Wrigley building, and they're right. There's no other building more beautiful. There's no other building more detailed than the Wrigley. That picture right there, we are very interactive with our river. You can walk it. You can tour it on kayaks. You can see the kayak tours. You can tour it on boats, just like we're doing right now, telling you about the history. They tell you about the history from the river. You can go check that out. Very cool stuff. This is DuSable Bridge, named after Jean-Baptiste Point, the Haitian fur trader that settled Chicago as a fur trading post. I'm going to show you guys a bust of him. He's on here on the right. You see the bust right there? On the right? The statue by the guy in orange. You guys see it? That's Jean-Baptiste Point. He is a Haitian fur trader who established his farm here. And then a couple years later, the United States government came and established a post called Fort Dearborn.
This is another vessel.
Ooh, look at some teeth. That's not there all the time. You see the teeth right there? Look at they're looking the wrong way, hon. Right there. If they were real, they would have bit you. And then here, home to WGN News, the mayor's office in the dark night was Tribune Tower. This one right here on the right, built in 1925. Look at the brickwork. You'll see things sticking out like chicken pox. See that? Different things sticking out. Those are artifacts from all over the world. An example, a brick from the Pyramid of Giza, a brick from the Great Wall of China, a scrap of metal from the original Trade Center right inside of the brickwork of Tribune Tower. The one with the onion on top, the Intercontinental Hotel, has the Michael Jordan Steakhouse. Delicious.
Oh.
Have some money and go and treat yourself.
Oh.
All on the right, guys. I tell you the directions.
This is neat.
Now, we are on North Michigan now. This is the Magnificent Mile, nearly 500 stores in a mile for you guys to shop till you drop. But remember, do me a favor, save 10 to 60%. Go to State Street to Great Street, do your shopping there. You'll find 90% of the stores, save 10 to 60%, especially if you're shopping for a girl. Well, you are a girl. It's just going to be cheaper for you. Taxes are higher here, real estate's higher here, and they pass it on to you. This is really for you guys to get suckered in. We take all your money, and we'll take it off. We just want most of it, though, okay? So just remember that. Nordstrom Mall, the busiest Nordstrom in America right there on the left.
Oh.
Now, there's a couple stores. If you're an American Girl, Lego store person, this is where you're going to have to come. You'll find me at the Hershey store. I'll point that out, too. I'm a fatty. I like Hershey. So you'll find me there. Check out the benches. I know you guys have been noticing these benches. We're celebrating the 100th anniversary of Wrigley Field. These are part of temporary arts. And you guys, when you're walking around, just stop for a rest. Now, here on the right, you're going to see Nike Town. It has the Nike sign on top of it. Coming up, not this one, but the next one right here, Nike Town. 5 stories of Nikes. 2 of them are Michael Jordan shoes. Literally. Go get yourself some J's. We got the Allerton Hotel here. Allerton Hotel, made in 1926. Top room, tip-top tap room, old ballroom hangout of Frank Sinatra. And I love Disney. And I always go to the big Disney store here on the right. That's the big Disney store. Not right now. No, just playing. I mean, but not really. You can't go now. But yeah, that's the big Disney. They have one on State Street, but this one is way better. 1871, we like to say that Kate O'Leary had a cow that set the lamp over and started the Great Chicago Fire of 1871. Now, that is not the true story. That is the legend. We do not know how the fire started. But coming up right here are 2 buildings that survived the Great Fire of 1871. They are the water works. On the left is the water tower. On the right, the water pumping room, which still to this day pumps water throughout the city. Now, we purposely built around these 2 buildings so we can have them here forever. And if you talk to any architect, they'll tell you that this is where we officially start.